Hey guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm going to jump right in to talk about home buyer programs. Number one, we're going to go over some pros and cons. Number two, we're going to go over how do you go about getting qualified for a program. And number three, we're going to talk about should you use it or not. So I'm going to go through all of that. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and I will respond as quickly as possible. So before I jump into this video, I kind of want to give a quick background on the market and what agents are referring to when they say the market is shifting again. So during COVID, which I would say 2019, the end of 2019, 2020, and definitely 2021, the market was very competitive for home buyers. People using home buyer programs weren't really getting their offers accepted. People that weren't willing to offer over asking price were not getting their offers accepted. And honestly, people that were just too slow weren't getting their offers in to even be accepted. So everything was moving fast and you had to come hard as a home buyer. Now where we're at, inflation is a thing and home buyers are not walking around with as much cash as they were before. So homes are staying on the market a little bit longer and sellers are offering seller credits. Also, the third thing, which is exciting, home buyers are able to use home buyer programs again and feel confident that their offer somewhere may get accepted. So you may be wondering, like, why would a seller not want to accept my offer if I'm using a home buyer program? Wouldn't that mean that the money is there and they don't have to question it? Well, yes and no. Usually home buyer programs have their own set of requirements on top of the lender's requirements. So it's more hoops that you have to jump through. The other thing is the seller might be required to make repairs. They might need to do additional inspections. And if anything falls through with you using that program, they're at square one and they have to put their home back on the market because generally you don't have a backup plan if you're using a home buyer program. All right, so now that we kind of know a little bit of background of where the market was and where we're at now, you also need to understand the pros and cons of using a home buyer program before you decide to use it for yourself. The number one pro is pretty obvious. You can use someone else's money to purchase a home. The money is there, it's available to you, and you should take advantage if you can. The con, the number one con that I would say, is most people don't understand the difference between a grant and a loan until it's too late, right? So a loan is money that is given to you or loaned to you that the lender is expecting to get back. And it also carries its own interest rate. So a lot of home buyer programs, down payment assistance, all of that stuff, a lot of them are loans and they have their own interest rate and the lender is expecting you to pay that money back. Some are forgivable, but that doesn't mean that it is forgiven. So you have to understand the fine print. Another good thing about some home buyer programs is they can bundle up other debts that you might have. For instance, MMP, Maryland Mortgage Program, has a product that can bundle your student loan debt into your mortgage, meaning part of your monthly mortgage payments to them will incorporate a portion of your student loan debt. So you will be paying off your home and your student loans at the same time. That is a great benefit. It's a great advantage for people that have loads of student loan debt. Most programs, if not all of them, but most of them include education or counseling for first-time home buyers so that you can understand what you need to know about your mortgage, what you need to know about being a homeowner in general, and what you can expect in the years to come. Ultimately, you want to keep in mind that when a lender is lending you hundreds of thousands of dollars, your home is their investment as well. So they want to make sure that you're educated, they want to make sure that you are qualified, they want to make sure that you're going to pay them back. And that's what you need to understand before you start the process. If you watch the first part of this video and you still feel like a home buyer program is for me, it's what I want to do, that's great. You're probably wondering, how do you get qualified for a program? So the best way to get qualified for a program, in my opinion, is to reach out to a real estate professional first and see what their lender referrals are and what programs they offer. You're gonna have to reach out to the lender anyway, because they can pre-qualify you for these programs. And for instance, if a program has a minimum credit score, or they have DTI, which is debt to income restrictions, your lender can look at your entire scenario and tell you you would qualify for this program. And 9 times out of 10, they work with the program, and they can just send you through the rest of your process at that point. So if you're still a little confused, still don't know what to do, and you want to know, should you use a program, I challenge you to think about your specific scenario. Don't think about anybody else but you right now, and ask yourself this question. 1, can you afford to purchase a home without a program? Okay, think about that. Write down what that looks like. Write down how much money you have saved. Write down your saving strategy. How much money can you save within a year or 2 years? And think about if you really need to use a program. If you looked at your scenario and you still feel like, no, I can't afford to purchase without a program, or no, I don't want to purchase without a program, then the next thing you need to do is see what options are available to you. In order to do that, like I said, you want to reach out to a lender and kind of get them to look at your scenario, your DTI, your credit score, your income, and everything, and tell you exactly what programs will be available to you. The next thing you want to consider, once you look at all of the options that are available to you, think about if there is free money available to you, so grants, or if there are loans available to you. If there is only loans available to you, meaning you have to pay them back, you need to understand your payback plan. What is it? How long will it take? And what is it going to take? What sacrifices is it going to take for you to pay back that loan in a timely fashion? Now, if you went through all of that and you still feel like, I'm using a program, I can pay it back, whether it's a grant or a loan, you already know that you're set, go for it. And in my next video, I will be highlighting, I'll give you 5 cool home buyer programs that I know of. So stay tuned.